Well, good morning, stamping friends. How are you guys all doing today? I am actually going on an hour early today because I have one of my grandkids this morning to watch. So rather than try to shuffle when she's here, I decided to do it an hour early. So I'm trying hard to stay at the same time, but today was a little bit of an exception. So anyway, hope that's all right. But I just wanted to share a quick card with you today and also remind you of some of the deadlines coming up. So I think I'm going to switch my my camera around and then we will get started right away. So let me do this little switcheroo here and hopefully I wish I had an automatic thing. My husband is into robotics. That's what he does for work. And I need to have him invent a robotic thing that will switch my camera nice and easy. All right, let's get started. So first I want to remind you about my classes coming up. The first one that has a deadline coming up is my class to go. And I'm just going to remind you what these projects are. We have a cute little pizza box that has a window sheet in the top so you can see the coordinated colored candy. It's all about coordination. You don't know how hard I tried to find these colors in candy. And then I always joke with my team. I say, not that we ever eat the candy. We just like to make them and sit and look at them and say, oh, aren't they cute? But anyway, that's that one. Then this one is kind of a 3D pop-up one with the butterflies. Oh, this butterfly's retiring, so you're going to want to grab this. And included with this class, you can get the bundle of So Sentimental. So that's that one. Then we have our little healing card with the Band-Aid on. It's kind of 3D-ish, sending healing hugs. This is a good one for now. It just seems like everyone's a little more sensitive to being sick and stuff, and it's just a good time to send cards. Then we have this little fun fold with a little tab on the bottom, and that's using, again, the So Sentimental framelits and the sentiment. And the last one, this seems to be the most popular one, my little Zoom card. So it's the little apple on the outside for Apple computers. And then on the inside is that Zoom. And oh gosh, I'm trying to hide this from my husband because this is his Father's Day card. I hope he doesn't watch this video. But anyway, I put all three of our kids here, Brittany, Brooke, and Brayden, and then Dan. So anyway, that'll be fun to give for him. And so anyway, you'll get all the links and stuff for this. So that deadline is May 29th. So make sure you go to my blog and find the sign up link. And real quickly, here are the prices of that class. Right here, there's the option A with the full works. Option B is just the stamp set, but the make and takes. Option C is just the make and takes, and then the PDF, and then option D is just the PDF. So that's posted on my blog as well. The next reminder is the In Color Club, and this deadline is, I believe, May 31st, I believe. So anyway, you're going to get all these. It's just a way to get all these brand new colors in your hands, but spread out over time so you don't have to buy them all at once. And these are all the items that you'll get in the club. And then I'm also going to throw in a little chart that I made for the In Color Club. These are the In Colors that were here last year and they're carrying over, and then these are the new ones. So that way you can have them right in front of you. For me, I use this right by my computer, and so I don't have to grab my paper out of my file and bring it over to see, oh, which color do I want to use? It's just easy because it's the real thing here. So that will come in with your club as well. All right, let's get to the project that I want to show. Oh, one more thing I want to share with you. I put this on my on all my social medias, but I wanted to show you in person. Isn't this cute? And can you believe there's still caramel corn in here? I haven't even opened it yet, But like I said, it's just too cute to undo. It just matches so well. But this is from my friend Pat Brannon. So she was so sweet to do that. She knows I love sweets. And then to make the tag coordinate with the tag that came on the caramel corn. So isn't that adorable? But it always looks better in person. So anyway, okay, I've shown this enough. Now I can dive into it, right? All right, on to today's project. Now, today's project, I know you've probably seen on the internet because it's been around forever, but I just want to share it with you again because number one, it is graduation time, but number two, this stamp set is really a must-have in your stash because look at how cute this is with the graduation theme. So I took, let me show you the stamp set. The first one is called Beautiful You, and it's a set of 2, and this is the one that we're going to use today, and we're just going to cover up her head with that graduation hat. And I just love this set. And as you know, we as demonstrators normally get rid of all of our retired things because we can't show them anymore and we can't sell them after they retire. But there's just a very few handful of stamps that I hang on to, and the 2 I'm showing you today are ones that I will not be parting with because it seems I have graduations every year, and this is my favorite stamp or a card to make for girls' graduation. All right, and then the other one, you know I love this one because I've already done a class to go with this. In fact, if you still want the PDF, I have that, but let me know and I can still send that to you. The link's on my blog again, but we're going to use that. Congrats. I love these fonts and sentiments because they take up so much room on the card and they just really fill the gap. All right, let's start with the card now. Let's grab your cardstock for the base. Now, when you make this, I would suggest you Google the school that you're making the card for and find out what their school colors are. Here's another version I did for a friend's daughter, and her colors are red, white, and blue. So here's just a different version of that. So it really looks great in any color that you do. The reason I chose Pretty Peacock is because we have a tassel that matches that, and the tassels are being discontinued. So that's why I did this color. All right, so it's your basic card front, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and you'll just score it on the 8.5 side. And oh, my nails even kind of coordinate with this card. I did not plan that. Score it on the long side at 4 1/4, and then just fold that in half. And then the next layer is kind of the basic next layer size, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And we're just going to put some snail on and mount that right smack in the middle of this card. Now the next size is just going to be 1/8 smaller. I like tight fits sometimes. Some people like to go at 1/4 inch every layer, but I like tighter fits sometimes. So the white one is going to be 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So that's just 1/8 smaller than the black one we did. All right, next we are going to grab the little dancer lady and some Memento black ink and just ink it up. I like to do stamps that are a little bit bigger, do them upside down. That way you can make sure that you got it everywhere. Sometimes you might miss one little spot. So this way I can see the whole thing is inked up. And then just stamp that a little bit higher than halfway, like that. Now we are going to color her in. I'm going to start with light petal pink blends, and the hand doesn't really matter. You just kind of make your own outline because it is kind of a wispy look and not all lines are there, so you just have to kind of make do. We'll skip her foot because we're going to color that in and just color her skin tone. All right, the next one is her graduation gown. Now, this is kind of a funny story because look, good thing I made one of these right before the video because I go, where is my Pretty Peacock blends? And I'm looking everywhere and I could not find them. And then it dawned on me, like, I must not have purchased them. Oh my gosh, I need to get these because this is going to show you what a Stampin' Right marker does and why I prefer the blends, but it still looks okay and does the job. But you see how there's lines down, you know, like where you overlap, you can see where the last line was, but it's okay. We're just after the color. It still works, but blends don't do that. They really blend. That's why they call them blends. And I'm coloring in her arms because I want this to be a cape, like a, you know, like the real gown, and those are normally long sleeve. So that's all you do for coloring. Then I took the black Stampin' Write marker, and I like this one because it does have a really fine tip, and we're just gonna color her shoes in like this. And just kind of, like I said, not every line is there, so you just kind of have to make do. And there's her shoes. See how fast that is to color? Now for her hat, all I did was I took a 5/8 by 5/8 inch square, and for this one the larger dimensional is going to work better because it fits perfectly right smack in the center here. And I'm just going to place the hat on kind of at an angle like this. All right, now we want to stamp the congrats before we get too far into this. I don't want to put that tassel on yet. Now, the Stamparatus is going to be an awesome tool for many of your projects, but especially this one. What I'm going to do is, I don't like to put stamps down in the corner here because sometimes when you flip this over and stamp, it won't grab that middle edge. It seems like it doesn't hold quite as much pressure here. So I just put it in the middle somewhere, and you want to be sure and use your magnets for this, because if you have to stamp twice, you don't want this to move, otherwise it won't land in the same place. Okay, then I just place this exactly where I want it, right in the middle. Then press this down so it grabs the stamp. And what I like to do also is put your empty or your stamp case here, because that way when you're pounding, or not pounding, when you're tapping the ink on here, it's just easier if it's level rather than down at an angle. If it's down at an angle, sometimes you tend to get these little edges that you don't want. So just stick that under there so it's on a level playing ground. And then I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock ink and just dab that on there. And remember, if it's not dark enough, it's no problem, because with the Stamparatus you get second and third chances. Let's see how dark that is. Oh, that's good on the first one. So if it wasn't, you just ink it up again and stamp it again. Just keep doing it until it's as dark as you like. Now let's move this out of the way. And the next step is, let's put the tassel on. So these tassels are retiring. They're part of the Best Dress suite, and this embellishment is retiring. So make sure you get these. There's lots of pretty colors. There's white in there. You can dye the white to make it any color that you want. All you do is put a few drops in a bowl with a little bit of water and swoosh it around, let it dry, and it'll be any color. So you can really match any school color. So I just took normally a needle nose, but I didn't have one in my drawer here, and then just bend, because there is a little like break in the ring, and just take that ring off. It's just too big with that ring, but it is nice if you make the purse that goes with this set. There's a really cute die, and then you can hook it on the strap or whatever. Then the next thing I did was I just trimmed this down to about 3/4 inch. We need this to be in proportion to our girl. So just cut that off, and then you're gonna wanna take a glue dot and put this right smack in the middle of the hat, like this. And then we'll just place this to the side, and look at how that coordinates. And if you've ever made a handmade tassel, all you do is wrap it around your finger a few times and then tie a little knot around here. Like I did here, I had to make my own. But this took like about 5 minutes, and this takes, you saw me do it, like 30 seconds. So, plus I love the gold on there as well. Now the last part is the little diploma that she's carrying. So all you do, oh gosh, I just got ink on this. Oh no, I guess not ink, it's just my tassel pieces that got on it. It's just 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches. And then you take a bone folder and you want to just kind of curl the edges like you were curling ribbon, and it'll just make it go around the, we're gonna use a little skewer here. So take a skewer and just wrap it tightly, and when you have something that it can go around, it just gets smaller and tighter, which is what we want. Okay, so just start wrapping it around like that. And you want to get the edges even, and then just take like I have these tiny little clothespins, and I just held it like that because it's going to be hard to tie this baker's twine around it if you don't have something to hold it. So I just made a loop with baker's twine first. This is like Barbie size, so you have to just get creative with how you can do it when your fingers tend to get in the way. And then tie it once and then tie it twice so that it's in a knot and it won't come undone. And then we're just going to trim that down. And we are almost done with the diploma. So just take that off and then just slide this down back in the middle. Whoops, like that. And then I want the knot on top so the edge of the diploma is on the back side. All right, now we just need one more glue dot, and just take that and put it right on the end of her hand. You want some of her hand to be showing, so kind of put it above her hand, and then just stick the diploma right like that. There. Now the front of the card is ready to be mounted. So where did I put my snail? Right here. You guys should see on the sides. It is a total mess, but luckily you don't see all that. Let me clear my space. I'll have to take a picture of that sometime. Here is behind the scenes what you don't see, and then you can see why I struggle to find all my stuff. It's just a mess. All right, so center that on the front. Now we're gonna even do the inside of this one. So take another piece of white that is the same size as this one. I always, when I do whites on the outside, I always tend to cut the inside the same size as this because I don't want people to mix up in my classes, like if this was 1/8 of an inch bigger for the inside, so I just make them the same size. All right, now we're gonna take the sentiment, and it's from Seriously the Best, and it just says "You did it." We'll put that in the middle here in Pretty Peacock, and then we're gonna dress it up just a little bit. In the Beautiful You, there's these, I call them swoosh stamps, and there's a couple of them just with a little wisp of color, kind of like a watercolor. This is just a scrap paper, and we want it way, way lighter, because if we put it the same color, it's just gonna bury this sentiment. You won't read it. So whenever I say stamp off, in case you don't know, that just means you're stamping on scrap. So we'll go 1, 2, and on the third one, stamp where you want it. That makes it the same tone as that we've been using, but it just makes it lighter. So it still coordinates nice. It's still the same color. And then we'll just put snail on the back of this. And that is how you make this card. Let me show you the finished product again. So, like I said, it's been around. I'm sure you've all seen it before, but it's just fun, and we didn't have those tassels before, so it just makes it a lot easier with that. I have quite a few graduations I need to send cards for, so I have my assembly line going here. So I do have a free PDF that I will be posting on my blog and on my, I will also upload the video to YouTube and post that as well. So in case you need to come back to look at it, you can. So I hope you enjoyed the project today. If you see any products that you like, I would love it if you ordered from my Stampin' Up! Website and then use this code, and that would be awesome. And don't forget about the deadlines coming up for some of my classes. If you don't have a catalog, which let me show you, the new catalog is out. Whoops. please let me know. This is what it looks like on the front. I can't show you the inside, but I made these little tabs so it's easier to find everything. And this catalog is packed with yummy goodies and products, so you're going to want to get this. So if you've ordered from me in the last 6 months, I would be happy to send this to you. And and my catalogs are here and ready to go. So just let me know, shoot me an email, or probably email's the easiest, lorriheiling@gmail.com. And if you haven't ordered from me, I'd still love to send you a catalog. Just I'll have you pay the shipping, but I'll send you the catalog for free. So just let me know that as well. And I look forward to getting that in your hands. All right, well, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.